India, the world's largest democracy, home to over 1.4 billion people, a booming tech hub, and a country whose Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, has reshaped its global image over the past decade. But here's the big question: can India become the world's next superpower by 2075? Some analysts say yes. They see a future where India surpasses China, rivals the United States, and sets the tone for global politics. Others say the challenges ahead are simply too big: inequality, climate change, infrastructure bottlenecks, and a political system that's often chaotic. Today, we're breaking this down: where India stands now, what Modi's legacy means, and whether this so-called superpower dream is actually realistic. Section 1: The Ascent from Growth to Global Powerhouse. Let's start with the numbers. In 2025, India is the fastest growing major economy in the world. GDP growth hovers around 6 to 6.5%. Tech adoption is exploding. Over 800 million people are now online. The country's startup scene has created more than 100 unicorns, from fintech giants like PhonePe to AI-powered platforms like Zerodha. Modi's government has doubled down on infrastructure spending. New highways, smart cities, metro projects. There's a sense of momentum here. Compare this to China in the early 2000s or the US in the 1950s. India's at a similar inflection point. A huge population, a rising middle class, and a demographic dividend that's supposed to last at least another decade. But demographics aren't a golden ticket. Jobs have to keep up. Roughly 12 million young Indians enter the job market every year. If industries can't absorb that workforce, this superpower dream collapses under its own weight. Section 2: Economic Transformation, Innovation and Industry. For decades, India's economy leaned heavily on services, outsourcing IT call centers. Now it's pivoting to manufacturing. The Make in India push has attracted Apple, Samsung, and Tesla to build supply chains here. India's also racing into semiconductors and renewable energy. It's one of the few nations with a full space program. Chandrayaan's moon landing was a global flex, and ISRO's Mars mission cost less than the movie Gravity. That says something about frugality and innovation. But here's the challenge: infrastructure still lags behind competitors. Chinese cities have bullet trains, megaports, and highways crisscrossing the country. India's improving, but traffic jams, power outages, and bureaucratic red tape still choke growth. So, the big economic question is: can India turn its massive talent pool into actual industrial power? If it can, by 2075, it won't just be a service hub. It'll be a manufacturing powerhouse competing with China's Section 3, societal shifts, culture, education, and quality of life. One of India's most underrated strengths is culture. Bollywood films dominate screens in Africa, the Middle East, and even Latin America. Indian cuisine is global. Yoga and Ayurveda are multi-billion-dollar industries. This is soft power, and it matters more than people think. But internally, there are cracks. Urbanization is exploding, but cities like Delhi, Bangalore, and Mumbai are choking under pollution and traffic. Millions still lack access to quality education and healthcare, even as India builds world-class AI institutes and medical tech hubs. This is a paradox. The same country sending spacecraft to Mars is struggling to provide basic sanitation in rural areas. Education will decide India's fate. If the country can deliver affordable quality education to its massive youth population, it won't just be a superpower, it'll be unstoppable. If not, inequality will be a ticking time bomb. Section 4. Geopolitics, Diplomacy and Defense. Now let's zoom out. Globally, India has played its cards well. It's part of the Quad alliance with the US, Japan and Australia, while staying friendly with Russia and being courted by Europe. It's a BRICS member, a voice for the global south, and a swing state in global politics. Defense spending has soared, and India now fields one of the largest navies in Asia. It's also a nuclear power with satellite-guided missiles. By 2075, India's military could be second only to the US or China, if funding and modernization keep pace. But here's where it gets tricky: managing relations with China and Pakistan, border disputes in Ladakh, terrorism concerns, and China's Belt and Road investments in South Asia make this a constant balancing act. The question is, can India lead in a multipolar world? Can it become a rule maker, not just a rule taker? Section 5. The future is now. Challenges and opportunities. Superpower status isn't just about GDP or weapons. It's about solving deep-rooted problems. Climate change will hit India harder than almost anywhere else. Rising sea levels threaten Mumbai and Kolkata. Water shortages are already crippling agriculture. Air pollution cuts life expectancy in cities by several years. There's also inequality. India's billionaires are booming. The country now has the third highest number of billionaires in the world. But hundreds of millions still live on less than $3 a day. And then there's politics. India's democracy is vibrant but messy. Policy reforms can stall for years. Modi's BJP has been accused of centralizing power while opposition parties remain fragmented. By 2075, India will need not just growth but sustainable, inclusive growth. And that's a much harder challenge than simply building skyscrapers. Section 6. Scenarios for 2075 and Modi's legacy. So where does Modi fit into this? His legacy will likely be seen as a turning point. The man who transformed India's global image, built highways, attracted tech giants, and positioned India as a serious player in geopolitics. But Modi won't be in power forever. Superpower dreams are built over decades, not terms. By 2075, India could be a true superpower, leading the world in AI, renewable energy, and trade. Or a regional giant, wealthy but still facing poverty pockets and instability. Or a stalled powerhouse, where infrastructure and inequality drag down progress. Which path India takes depends on decisions being made today: climate policy, education reform, and economic diversification. So, will India really become a superpower by 2075? Or is this just political branding? If there's one thing history shows, it's that countries with India's scale don't stay quiet forever. Whether Modi's vision is remembered as the start of a golden era or just a missed opportunity will depend on what India does next. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Will India be the next America, the next China, or something entirely different? Thanks for watching Headline Circus, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.